on?
But she's saying that
I don't know. She gave me a wrong phone number.
oh,
So when I called it this morning, that number cannot be completed.
but they actually didn't take any action on it at all then.
The only thing they did on the ambulance was Dale Bigley's appointment again. They approved the HMH contract for one more year, and they approved Aerovac for one more year. It was funny, the question I had posed last week when David was saying, 80 some calls, 80 some calls, 80 some calls. And then I contacted Mike Moore and I said, I'd like to know how many disregards are. And Mike said, well, it'll take some time to get that together and I'll get it together for you. Well, he never got it together for me, but surprisingly, David Fields presented that information to the fiscal court last night. And out of those 80 some calls, 22 of them were disregarded. So 1 out of every 4 calls were disregarded. Which is to me, is a big number when you're going to promote, look at these 80 some calls.
And it's really 60.
And then it's 66 that was actually landed.
One a week. Roughly.
Yeah.
A week.
Yeah. But the one that Rick had asked about was the one where they have been told that the fiscal court was going to discuss it last night and discuss the ambulance and the possibility of giving more funding. And then that wasn't on there. And there were several people. In fact, at 5 o'clock, I'm getting a message. Actually, I got 2 messages while I was sitting over there. One says, are you videotaping the meeting? I'd like to watch it. And then somebody else said, are they going to be discussing this? I've heard they are, and Rick Manier's is mad about it, which is the second person who had told me Rick Manier is mad about it, and is going to make a speech beforehand. And so that was also told me. It was.
Of course, don't they usually discuss that in the work sessions first or not?
I think it all depends really on how David wants to handle it. For example, there was no discussion really. There was very little discussion of the clinic and the Aerovac in the caucus. There were more discussion by the magistrates last night on that one than there was at the caucus meeting.
I let my mom try that pasta salad, but I took out some of the peppers out of hers. No, yeah, the orange ones are spicy, but I took some of the ones out of hers, which she wouldn't like. So, but she really liked it.